Welcome back to the 50 Trade Challenge, where I document every single trade with full transparency, every win, every loss, and the mental battles in between. If you are new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and join me on this raw journey to becoming a profitable trader. Let's dive into it. Let's start with trade 4 and 5. I spotted its key level on the H1 time frame on USD JPY, and I saw price reacting towards this key level right here. Then I moved down to the lower time frame, the 30-minute time frame. Here on the 30-minute time frame, I saw the same thing, price reacting to that key level. I made my entry right here on the close of this red candle, which was wrong because ideally I should have waited for price to break through this white line before making my entry. I entered this trade with the loss size of 0.02, risking $7 to gain $15 with a risk reward ratio of 1 to 2. My entry was right here on this white line, and my stop loss was right here on this red line. My TP target was right here on this green line. After opening the trade, I checked on my trading list and I saw that I unintentionally opened the trade twice. One was which was 0.05, which I regard as trade 4, and the other one which was 0.02, which is the actual trade, which I regard as trade 5. I closed at the 0.05 to avoid excessive loss, with a loss of $0.7, and I let the other trade run at. After 30 minutes time, I checked back on the chart and I saw price reacting on this key level right here with a bullish candlestick confirmation right here. Then I closed out the trade. I closed out this trade out of fear of losing my money, and my entry was made out of fear of missing out because I was in a hurry to enter the trade. I believe that's why I opened the trade twice, unknowing to me, and I had to close one to avoid excessive loss. I closed out this trade with a loss of $2.7, and the trade actually hit my stop loss target, which I assume right here. Now, imagine if I had let the two trade run, I would have ended up blowing this account because my balance there was $25 as my balance. Once I realized that I made a mistake on opening the trade twice, and with a bigger loss size, I had to close one out, and that was the perfect choice I made on this trade. And my lesson from this trade would be, if I had been more relaxed, I wouldn't have entered this trade, because I entered the trade in a hurry. I was like, I don't want to miss out on this trade. That's why I entered the trade, which was wrong. If I had been more relaxed, I would have entered the trade rightly. So I would have been patient enough to wait for the candlestick to break down this white line before making my entry. And that was a mistake I made from this entry. That's one lesson I learned, not to be in an hurry to open a trade. Be relaxed. That's all for trade 4 and 5. Let's dive into trade 6 and 7. Here on trade 6 and 7, I spotted a setup on the H1 time frame on GBP USD. My entry was right here on this white line, and my stop loss was right here on this red line. My TP target was right here on this grey line. So I entered the trade on 0.01 loss size, waiting because I was already in the trade, so I was trying to risk less. So in case the price go against me, I'll be making much losses. So I entered the trade right here on this white line, risking $3 to gain approximately $8. Once I opened the trade, I closed out the trade. Reason why? I was scared. Fear of losing my money. The setup was good, the candlestick confirmation was good, but I closed out the trade. So I was kind of frustrated. Why did I close out the trade? I closed out the trade with a loss of minus $0.2, which is trade 6. Then I re-entered the trade on same position but a little bit higher. Then I closed out the charts. Once I came back to the charts, I saw price was reacting. The price was currently right here. Then I closed out the trade again with a loss of $1.7. It was very frustrating because I was letting my emotion get at the best of me, which was bad for trading. And one of the things that actually hindered me on this trade was my screen monitoring, and the price actually end up hitting the TP target which I actually predicted. So imagine I have left this trade not to be carried away by my emotion. I would have made approximately $9 on this trade from 0.01 lot size. So my lesson from those 4 previous trades was not to rush on the trade, stop monitoring your charts, and 4 more actually keys. That's all for trade 6 and 7. Here on trade 8, we were more relaxed and more emotionally intact compared to the other previous 4 trades I've taken on trade 4 to 7, which was emotionally driven. This was a good trade and played out perfectly well, hitting our take profit target right here. So this was a good trade with a good risk-reward ratio compared to the previous 4 trades I've taken, which was made out of emotion. That's one cool thing about trading. Once your emotion is intact, even if it's loss or profit, as long as you're trading without being too emotional to the chart, it's a good trade. Here's how trade 8 turned out. Our entry was right here, loss right here, and our profit was right here, and it played out perfectly well. I didn't really micromanage the chart like the previous 4 trades, so I was more distant from the charts after I got my lesson the hard way and tried to let the trade work out the way it ought to. Even if the trade ended in a loss, since I'm being more emotional aware and I'm not babysitting the chart, it's a good trade. That's all for trade 8. Here on trade 9, we spotted a setup on EuroCAD on the H1 time frame. Price reacting to this key level right here. So once that was confirmed with the price candle confirmation, I made my entry right on this white line. My stop loss was right here on this red line, and my take profit target was right on this green line. I made my entry with a lot size of 0.01. The reason because I was trading against the trend, so I was trying to risk less in case the trade go against my assumed planned. But eventually the trade worked out perfectly fine. I raised about $3 on this trade to gain about $5 on this trade. And here's the review from the trade 9. Entry was right here on this white line, loss was right here on this red line, and the profit was right here on this green line. So the trade take approximately 4 hours to work out, which was a good trade. And I didn't babysit the chart. I set my TP, set my entry, I set my loss, and let the trade run at the way it ought to. And eventually it ended up in a profit, which was good. And be cautious of my risk, so in case the trade didn't work out the way I planned it, I won't feel much emotionally bad because of the losses. Here's the review of trade 9. Let's go to trade 10 and 11. Here on trade 10 and 11, I made trade 10 and 11 on GBP JPY. Trade 10 was made on the 15-minute time frame, while trade 11 was made on the 1-hour time frame. Before making an entry on this trade, I saw a double top pattern on the 1-hour time frame, which is right here. First top, second top, and the neckline here. So I moved down to the 15-minute time frame. Here on the 15-minute time frame, I saw a break of the neckline and a candlestick confirmation, which is right here on this white line. I made my entry on this white line. My stop loss was somewhere around here, this red line. My TP target was here. This was a 1-to-2 reward ratio. I made my entry with a loss size of 0.01, trying to risk less to avoid excessive loss because I'm trading on the 15-minute time frame. So as you can see, the price moved a little bit down towards my TP target. They move off back to hit my stop loss right here. On trade 11, I made the same trade on this same pair. So after the break of this neckline right here, I waited for a bearish candle to form before entering my trade. Once that bearish candlestick was formed, I entered with a loss of 0.01, risking less because I was already in this trade on the 15-minute time frame. My entry was right here on this white line, and my TP target was at this green line, same place with the one on the 15-minute time frame, and my stop loss was right here, same place with the one on 15-minute time frame. This was a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So the price eventually hit my stop loss and move upward. Trade 10 and 11 didn't go well. I broke my plan and traded a 15-minute counter trend. That's not my hedge. Also, at the 1 hour time frame, I didn't wait for a good candlestick confirmation, and the market didn't forgive me. But I'm proud I did not panic. From trade 4 to 11, I saw a full spectrum of fear, frustration, discipline, and finally control. What changed? I started trading with more clarity and less emotion. My coin balance is now up $37, up from $10. That's nearly 4x the growth. This is not because of perfect trade, but because of progress. Thanks for being here on this journey. If this video helped you and inspire you, smash the like button, drop a comment about your biggest trading lesson, and subscribe to stay updated. This is more than just 50 trade. It's a journey towards mastery.